Good afternoon. So I had a inquiry about the soccer game, where they can be found. Well, the soccer version I'm playing in the video this morning is available in book form on Lulu called Time Sports. However, just so you're aware, in my Google Drive, and I'll put a link to this in the description box of this video, are the Time Sports games. There is a free version of all of my time games, including soccer. However, these are all advanced versions of the games. They're a little more sophisticated, and the Time Sports Complete are universal, generic, and they're very simple and fast. All 7 are in that book, and they're set up that way so people can quickly jump in and enjoy games, seasons, etc. But also they can make them their own. They can make them their own league, their own boxers, their own teams, etc. So that particular book is fast and furious and simple and easy to tweak, right? So this particular version, Football Tempest, is a little more complicated. It's a little deeper, as it requires multiple things to make go, but it's also more advanced. So you got more ratings for your teams. You've got actual clock in which you're trying to make an attack or a defense. So the time games can be very dynamic, and they can be very simple, like the one I'm playing in the video. But that's available here, and I'll put a link. Directly to this, so you can try at least the free one. Let's go find the books. And by the way, I was going to make a video about this. I just haven't had time. I have put up
It's
new books. I've removed books, and I've put up new books for the holidays. So now you can see there is a Boxing Time now has its own game book. Racing Time now has its own game book. Football Time now has its own game book. And then there's Time Sports Complete. So this is the one I'm playing in the video. If you want that particular soccer game, you're gonna have to get this, as I do not give away the 7 versions that are in this book, because they are universal, so they go to other charts. And long story short, this is the book you would want if you want that particular soccer game. This is a new version of Time Sports Complete. Let's see here, a Big Country Football, a new book. And that's it. I've also removed the old books. So Time Sports, the original Time Sports, is now no longer available. The original Big Country Football revised is no longer available. And these are now full wraparound covers. So the art for this cover goes all the way around the book. It's also a comic book size, so it's easier to read. I tried the 6x9, and they just felt cramped, and they felt harder to read for this guy's old eyes. And I've added a career module, a financial module, and a training module for Boxing Time. So Boxing Time now, in my opinion, these are my 2 favorite games. They both deserve their own standalone books. Racing Time, same thing. The charts in this in boxing are refined. I've added career, training, and finances. So it's a full career mode now. Racing Time refined the charts and added a optional financial piece to this as well. And Football Time, this is pretty much the same version of Football Time that was in the original Time Sports game. However, again, I've refined the charts, and I've taken out the Canadian reference to the Canadian game in this as well. And then Big Country Football, biggest changes, I removed any allusion or any note of the NFL historical seasons. I don't make replay games. Big Country Football, I just don't want to send mixed signals that this is somehow a historical replay football game. It is not. You're supposed to make your own teams, your own players, have your own football leagues. So I removed those. That's the big change. All of them now are comic book size. They all have wrap-around covers with the original art. This is a paperback, so Time Sports is still a paperback. And that's it. So that's the change. So there are some new books for the holidays. I've removed the old books with the old versions of the games. You'll also notice on the Google Drive, for those who are paying close attention, I have deleted and removed all the old extraneous stuff. So now there is one baseball, one basketball, one boxing, one football, one soccer, one hockey, one racing, one roller derby, and one spotlight basketball. All the old junk, all the redundant, extraneous old stuff is gone. I also removed all the old Big Country Football one free stuff that was bad. Now, if you want Big Country Football free, you're going to have to take Big Country Football 2 book with charts, etc., if you want to try Big Country Football. And then there's a lot of the older stuff that's been on here for years. My old Woodchip engine, my old results-based engine games, my old Flash Football engine games, my old D100 Classic Football, and my APFB D88 Football Original. And then, of course, there's a couple of other things. But I have cleaned up and removed a ton of extraneous old stuff. And the Time Sports engine these are my favorite games that I've created and invented. The Time engine is by far my favorite. I've said it before, the racing game and the boxing game are my two favorite games that I've ever made. These have been further heightened by Christopher's roller derby game. I've enjoyed this so much. It's reminded me how fun and how good these simple little games can be, how deep these games can be. And then Dominic adding a spotlight add-on to basketball time. This engine is so malleable. It's so, you can do so much with this simple concept. And the racing game was always my favorite tabletop game, really. And then my boxing game has literally, I have not played any other boxing game, including Big Country Boxing, which was my new boxing game months ago that came out. Boxing Time has come out since, and it has trumped all of the boxing games for me. So anyway, there you have it. If you want to try a Soccer Time game, there is a Football Tempest. And again, it's gonna be a little more complicated and take a little more time, but it will give you a little more detailed game of soccer right there. If you want the one I'm playing in the video, you'll have to go purchase Time Sports Complete, which has 7 sports in it. It has football, baseball, basketball, hockey, racing, boxing, and of course soccer. Also, there's a pre-made leagues for all those in here, and they're all, again, generic, fictional, and wide open for you to create on the fly, change on the fly, run your teams through an off-season, simple off-season chart. And this is still the best value. You get 7 games that are about as refined as I can make them, as simple as I can make them, as flexible as I can make them. And for $9.99, you get all 7 simple games. Big Country Boxing, Big Country Racing, Big Country Football, they refer to the fictional universe that I use for my home play. So I've invented a fictional America Big Country universe, and when they say Big Country, that means the game is in that universe. So Big Country Boxing now fully features the Big Country universe, again now with career training and a financial system, as does Racing Time with an added financial system. And football was always had a financial system. It was always tied to this Big Country from the Time Sports games. This is a full sim, very abstract, full sim football game, not meant to be a replay game at all, and I felt compelled to remove those NFL historical seasons because it just confuses people. It's not a replay game, and I don't want people to think it is, and therefore it's out. The charts here haven't changed. Wraparound art, saddle, and that's the other thing, saddle stitched, so they'll lay flat. Like the game book I was using this morning, I decided to go with saddle stitched. So you get these books and they'll lay flat, so you can read the charts. You can set a paperweight on them or something, and the charts are flat on the table. Because the covers now are full wraparound, when you open the book up fully, you'll see the whole panoramic image. So that's an explanation of what I've been doing the last week, right? I've been working on removing all the extraneous old games and putting up the new refined games that are complete. This is 20 pages. This is 20 pages. This is 40 pages, I think. 32 pages. This is 37 pages. Time Sports Complete. Big Country Football is 40 pages, I believe. And that's it. There are no more old books. And I don't plan on making any new ones. I won't be doing soccer in its own book. I won't be doing hockey or basketball in its own book. They are fantastic. And they are those versions are free. And I'm just not compelled to try to make soccer any deeper. So that's not to say I won't revisit Football Tempest. I think Football Tempest could be a more efficient game. If we just go back and take a look at Football Tempest, where's it at? Football Tempest. Football. It's very fun. It's very good, but it's a little bit. I won't say convoluted. It's a little bit. It can be a little bit confusing. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if it can be improved by me changing the procedure, or if it could just be improved by reducing one of these matrix. For instance, the set piece matrix is probably the most confusing, right? It's not confusing when we can score from a set piece, but it can be confusing when you roll the set piece. Where's it at? When you make a set piece roll, that means the defense has created a set piece, and then you're going to go down here and use that team's set piece, that defensive team's set piece rating, to try to score a goal, get a shot or score a goal. So it's not that confusing, but it probably could be a little more fluid, I guess, is the term is what I'm saying. But it accounts. What's cool about it is it accounts for a couple of things that make this, I think, very unique. It accounts for the style of the game, which is going to create opportunities for attacks. So team styles are matched up to determine the actual production per minute, basically, or per segment of game time, whether there's an attack on, right? And the attack then could lead to, or excuse me, an event happens, which can lead to the pitch location, which tells if it's an attack, defense, midfield, or and then, of course, we go down here to attack, midfield, or defense. It could lead to shots, penalties, set pieces, goals, turnovers, right? So it's a little more intense than the one I'm playing, the football, the one that's in this version here. I will say this: I've been playing a ton of the complete boxing time. As you saw this morning, I've already played something like 40 fights in the last 3 days using the simple boxing game, and it is amazing. I have played some soccer. That's all I've played of late with the Time Sports complete games. Normally, I am playing football time, or I'm playing Big Country Football. Well, and I've been playing a ton of roller derby in the last couple of weeks. So anyway, hopefully this helps for those now curious. I have removed the old books. I have put up the refined, so the refined charts and things that are in this are not in any other version. The refined charts here, these are the universal refined charts, simple and quick. And then this only saw a removal of historical leagues, basically. There's not been any change to the version 1 charts haven't changed really. So, all right, thanks for watching. Good day.